Cyberpunk Uncensored.
Kicking off our next session, we're now to, I think, session 4 now, which is pretty good. This time we have just two people, Deuce and Andor. Say hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Excellent. It appears that Cherry Bomb can't make this session, but hey, we knew ahead of time, so I've adapted to it. And Rev, well, seems to be missing in action for just the moment, so we'll see how that goes. If you remember last time, you had raided the Happy Valley Retirement Oasis and had wandered round, cured a bunch of stuff. Although Andor wasn't present at the time, so I'm just giving a bit of a recap for both you and everybody else. And then using the installed Braindance suite inside Cherry Bomb's brain, you were able to record a lot of stuff that was going on there. You've then headed back to the Digital Horizons Business HQ to download, go over the footage, and try and find additional information out of it. And that's about where we left you. During this time...
Yes? One question. Is Jack still at the hospital?
I think that's probably the best place to leave him.
Leg.
Yes.
Yeah.
He got shot in the leg. It cracked a bone. They're applying medical treatment and also a cast. So I'd say you two, even though I think we didn't cover that, but I think he would have stayed behind and you two would have probably moved on. We left you at around about midnight, I think it was. You're still up and about.
About right.
Andor has been in long conversations with Alice, the corporate handler who is dealing with you guys and running this operation. Organising the stuff that Andor's, I suppose, unique situation of his gang. I don't want to call it a gang. Can't really... He's, I suppose, fans, the Rockaboy fans of his little cult. Sorting out the resources they need and that sort of stuff. Just in terms of enough to supply them for the time. This sort of meeting goes well into about 11 o'clock for you, Andor. Basically working out all the ins and outs, all the minutiae. So dealing with you're going to be providing your own security, but they'll be able to organise the finances for the drugs, the stuff that your little gang needs. But a lot of the other stuff is going to be left up to you because they don't have the contacts within wider Night City to organise that kind of stuff. That a lot of that detail is going to be left up to you to sort of chase down, pursue, and that sort of stuff. But finance side, Alice is going to be sorting it out. But it hits around 11. Alice gets a phone call, and I suppose the best way of expressing what Alice is experiencing at that time on that phone call is best described as an oh fuck. The conversation goes on for like 10 minutes, maybe goes on to 15. At that point, she waves you at the office, just wait a second, goes into more detail, more conversation. You end up standing around in the outside in the office for ages. You lose sort of track of time. But eventually the conversation ends. And Alice pops out and says, okay, I need you to do this for me. Come on. And basically starts running through the corridors of the thing, up the stairwell, skips out on the lift, and gets down a couple of stories to where you'll see Juice and Cherry Bomb around the Braindance rig. At which point Alice says, okay, Juice, I need you to come over here right now. I have no fucking idea what you guys have just done, but God fucking Militech themselves is coming down with a pack of lawyers to do us over. So they seem to have scanned you guys and have identified the fact that Cherry Bomb had Braindance rig in her head, and they're coming down with the accusations of corporate espionage. So, yeah, sorry, Cherry Bomb, you're going to have to stay here. But the other, you and Andor will skedaddle right now. I've got a safe house, and he hands you a business card. When Jack gets out of, or Rev gets out of hospital, which hopefully will be tomorrow, early this morning, grab him and get him away from them as well, because I can't pull the heat off Cherry Bomb because she's got the rig in her head and they're wanting to pull all that data. I can't pull any more of the data on this thing. They've just put warrants on half our hardware for the Braindance rigs to lock that down. So Studio One's now out of action until their lawyers come in and investigate. So, you guys need to sort out your stuff and get yourselves the hell out of here. Because you guys don't have the necessary spyware in your head, i.e. Braindance, they're not going to chase you as hard. And if you're not here, well, we can work out excuses that way.
I know you're probably already on top of it, but I served with Militech for quite a while. Expect a pretty hardcore data intrusion as well.
You can tell Cherry Bomb they're going to do that to her head.
No. Netrunners coming into your system as well.
Oh, undoubtedly. We're prepping for that.
Yeah.
In fact, we're fully expecting them to be here. That's why I triggered a slight info blackout on this spot at this point where all the cameras just happen to be looking the other way. See ya.
Yep.
And at which point Alice just ignores you two, walks over to Cherry Bomb, and then starts talking Braindance technicalities with her, acting like nothing's going on.
So, Andor, you got any spot we can lay low for a bit?
Yeah, Alice gave me a card. And I'll pull it out and read it, because, it was the safe house thing.
Yeah. There is a safe house down in... Whoops, I'll just do this. At the edge of the Haywood Industrial Zone in San Domingo. It looks like it's in an old office complex. And it's really just trying to... It looks like it's a large office complex. It's probably 20-story building, as most of them are down that way. A lot of small pop-up offices, that kind of stuff.
Right, so I'll convey the information of where the safe house is to Pro Hobby, and we'll call a combat cab to try and get there.
All right.
Because Jack was the one with the vehicle, wasn't he?
Well, you guys drove the vehicle back. You have enough education. Well, Deuce drove the vehicle back after dropping Rev off. Rev is the high-quality driver, but Deuce can drive, and the cat is now climbing for attention, so give me just a sec.
And I don't think we really want to start rolling out of here in a company car.
Sorry about that. And nothing. Okay.
Yep. So yeah, we'll get a cab.
Yep. You make a call. You're just gonna. How are you heading out of the building?
Try to go out back.
Well, you're up on the fourth story. There are. This is where the Braindance suite is for doing all the direct to home neural stuff.
Is Alice still there?
Yeah, Alice is actually pointedly ignoring you and just talking with Cherry, acting like she doesn't know who you are.
All right.
You did come up a stairwell that's just across the office floor from you.
Did I notice any back way entrances that seem to be have lack of security cameras?
Well, everything has security cameras. as far as you can remember, when you get down to the ground floor, there's actually a ring of security cameras around the thing. But once you're walking away from the building, they're not going to pick up your faces because they're all pointing outwards. Going
Outwards, like
from the edge of the building out towards the street to monitor the street for that sort of thing. So if you walk directly away from the building, you know it won't capture your face.
oh well, then we'll do that. Like that's what I was trying to allude at. If cameras were kind of like that, where yeah.
Well, they only point one direction. The only person who's really in a problem at the moment is probably Deuce, because Deuce is part of the team that went into the Happy Valley Retirement Oasis.
So I'm going to make sure that I'm in my civvies, my normal clothes, because I had changed into a work uniform, like overalls for the job. So be sort of slightly different.
Yep.
And
where are you pulling that change? In the stairwell down, in one of the toilets, out the front door, out on the street.
Depends on where all my gear's probably still in the van.
Yes, it is, and the
So
van is
make
downstairs.
my way down.
Yep. You head down to the parking lot.
Yep.
Grab your stuff out of the van.
And try to make is this a separate parking? Is this worker parking compared to visitor parking?
Yes. Well, it's so they can maintain the technicality, the fleet of vehicles, basically.
Yeah. It's mainly I don't want to be like changing near a van and a carload of lawyers park next to us. That would be bad.
Yeah, no, we don't want that.
No.
Yeah.
All right. You pull the quick change. You do get a wolf whistle from one of the team members who hops into a different van. So there's a group of 4 people who go past. You don't catch who actually whistled because you were busy pulling your pants up. They whistle as on the way past. They're hopping in vans and they're driving out the front as you're now dressed.
Can I? No, that's fine. Yep.
And I assume you dump the overalls into the van itself.
Yep.
Okay. And you're now kitted up, ready to go.
Wait, the overalls, the work overalls that we had?
Yep. You didn't have a pair of work overalls. You're still dressed in your civvies.
All right, good.
This was just something that Deuce and Rev and Cherry Bomb had changed into. Although I think Cherry kept a neat corporate outfit.
I'm going to tell Deuce not to put his work overalls in the van, just in case. That way, if something happens, we can just say we stole the van.
Given that you're all technically employees, that's not going to go over too easily. But
Or, I mean, if Militech.
Yeah, but see, Militech's now coming in with their lawyers to trace all the shit that's going
on.
on.
I think I know what you mean. You're wanting to sort of fall on the sword and say we were never employed by Digital Horizons. We just stole a van and did it on our own backs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I like the corporation that much to take a dive for them. We haven't really got to know each other yet that well.
Yep.
I mean, as I said, we got to protect ourselves.
Yep.
If Digital Horizon tries to screw us over, then that's bad. Like, we're not screwing Digital Horizon over by saying we don't work with them. We're just trying to not get ourselves involved, and it will make less of a hassle for them. Because then it's like, oh, hey, by the way, these 2 guys just stole your car. And it's like, what? We don't know who they are.
So, are you going to take the van, or are you going to get into the combat cab you ordered?
I think we should just walk out of the building and get the cab.
Yes, so do I.
Okay. You hop into the back of the combat cab. Da, where to? Broken Russian and street slang. Speaks the driver.
I read off the address of the business card that I forgot the address of.
Haywood.
I remember it was Haywood. I just forgot what street it was.
Haywood. I'm not going to. I didn't give you a street address, so that's fine. pumps through something into the console in front of us. 25 euro this time of night. Pay now. And a hand reaches through the armored glass slot.
Does that seem about right?
Yes.
Yeah. Given the distance. You might be able to haggle lower.
Okay.
You might be able to haggle higher. It's...
Yep.
I give him the 35. I just don't bother with it.
Okay. You dump money into his things. Ah, nice. Take you Safeway. And basically floors it. And you're cutting, weaving through the thing. Not officially breaking the speed limit, but definitely circumventing some road rules. Heads north.
Being that guy on the road.
Yes. Yeah. Some traffic lights are a very deep shade of orange when he cuts through them. He does slow down around a police barrier, just enough to sort of get past it before accelerating off into the distance. And basically weaves his way through the Hayward Industrial Zone and drops you right out front of this office complex. On the back of the business card that you have, Andor, there is a apartment number and a key code underneath it. Looking around on the deserted streets at about 12:30 in the morning, you can see there's basically nothing. It's stretches of empty town. Off in the distance you can hear some music playing, some chroma rock, and in the other direction a weird mix of Afghani techno. The building itself is lit. The entrance lights, some of them have been smashed out. It's got all this sort of infrastructure sitting there. You can see security cameras, some actually connected to the side walls, others have been ripped off. But this sits right on the edge of the industrial zone that Hayward is known for. It looks like, there are... Each level is accrued to one or more businesses. There's a huge long list. These seem to be the office areas for a lot of shipping companies, shall we say. So, yes. And you punch the code in, end up climbing 7 stories to get into what is best described as a small, dingy office. There is a entrance room with a receptionist desk and a couch. Someone's asleep on the couch. Another door going through into the next room. Through there you can see basically 2 desks. And that's pretty much it.
So,
Yep.
I guess we should look around at the desk.
All right.
Well, what's the deal with this person asleep on the couch?
It's a big guy. He's covered in tattoos, and he's completely out of it, snoring blissfully to himself.
I'll give the couch a light kick while Andor is sort of looking around the
Rummaging
desk.
through the office. Oh, the closest desk. All right. The guy on the couch doesn't move. He's completely out of it for the moment. You get a bit of a break in the snoring rhythm that shows he might wake up shortly. The label on the desk is basically Dr. Ockham, accountant. And in the things you can see, there's little chips, a couple of chips, pens, pencils, general desk paraphernalia. In one of the other drawers, there is a whole bunch of accounting paperwork. It's all these creditors and debtors, people they owe money to, people they're trying to get money out of, that kind of stuff. The guy on the couch wakes up and sort of looks around blearily at you. Hey, Occam, you got the next one for me? And he sort of stretches, sits up, and who the hell are you?
We're friends of the owner. We're just going to be here for a night.
But this is my couch.
This was the only couch in the space?
Yeah. This is the couch in the front office area. There might be something further back. You haven't looked back into the other room, but that's it.
Tell you
Say
what.
to him, peace, friend. You may keep your couch. We will look somewhere else.
Cool. Do I know you? And he looks at you for a second.
Know me.
And he's like, are you... What's the name of your gang? Sorry, your cult.
Shit.
Sorry?
Shit, I forgot. I knew I had it down somewhere.
Well, he names your gang, and we'll get back to that later, and we'll bring that back in. They have really good shit.
No, the Cult of Perseverance.
The Perseverance.
Perseverance, yeah.
Yeah, the Cult of P. Yeah, good stuff. Do you have some?
I am working on it, my friend.
Okay.
Don't worry, I will get back to you.
Cool. And he pulls out of his pocket a tab, swallows it, and then curls up on his couch again. And starts drifting off into a psychedelic haze.
Turn to Juice and go, come on, even if we can find a corner, it's better than nothing. Yeah. And you don't want to disturb people, or else we're going to get into more shit.
Also, if Militech does kick the door down, they're going to shoot up him first.
Exactly.
Body shields.
Pile some crap in front of the door so it'll make noise.
The entrance door or the door between the two rooms? Okay.
Good. I'll say good idea.
Yep. Okay, so you pile some stuff in there, you prop a chair in there, make it awkward to enter.
Just something to
make noise and make it difficult. Yep. Both of you make me best described as endurance rolls, but I don't think the new red sheets actually have that. So let's pick on Andor and see what's on your sheet. Evasion, athletics. I should have grabbed a full list. Failing that, we'll just go for body rolls to keep you guys up and running.
There is an endurance skill that's based off willpower.
Yep, well, let's use that one. I'm thinking back to 2020 days when it was based off other stuff, but anyhow. So, both of you make me a willpower endurance roll if you have endurance, because you're sleeping rough. You can pick the office chair, or you can pick a patch of floor. Having done both, the office chair is only a difficulty 14, while the floor will be a difficulty 18. It takes you a few hours to get comfortable, and the cat is complaining yet again because it's cat in and then cat out and cat back in again. So please make those rolls in Discord. Oh, sorry, not Discord. Roll 20, and I'll be back in just a sec. All right.
Well, I crit failed.
Wonderful. Well, Andor. Well, yeah. Deuce. You get comfortable in a chair. You put your feet up on the desk. You sleep reasonably well. Ardor, you've been... Yeah. It could be more comfortable. Don't know what it is. But you wake up bleary-eyed and you're going to suffer a -1 to everything for this coming day. Because you're just exhausted.
That's fine.
All right. Both of you are roused in the morning by a phone call. And there goes the other cat meowing at me. Excuse me for a second. The phone call rings. Rings a few times before you're able to grab it. And on the other end is Alice. Actually, no. On the other end was not that guy. That one. Hi, this is Trev. Alice sent me to call. Am I speaking to Deuce?
That is correct. How can I help you?
Cool. Yeah, look, all the braindance material from that place you're at has been grabbed, but we did see a bunch of names and started researching the Militech names, and then we also. Yeah, look, we tried to pick up what we could from Cherry, but the lack of cyber audio and...
Watch out.
You crazy animal. Excuse me. You are mad, little kitten. Yeah.
Kitties are the best.
Oh, look, she's not technically a kitten anymore, but God's sakes, she's crazy. Anyhow, yeah, look, before kitten attack. Yeah, look, we couldn't grab everything we could, but there's some interesting stuff that we've managed to pull. We've got a list of all the people you talk to and tried to match it to home addresses as best we could. There was a phone call, like when she walked through the office, right? She was on a phone to someone, so we checked the phone call logs at that time. And she was talking to a Biotechnica subsidiary known as Mark Kettle's Organ Farm out in Templeston, out like half an hour out of Night City. That's where we've been able to trace it to. Then, of course, we've got all the regular traffic of the back and forth between various employees inside the business and stuff. So... Yeah, actually no, there's a shop front in Astacario, which is half an hour out. So we've got that. We've got the places for Miss Bridges, which is in the executive zone. Arculus, who's got a place in the city. Hector, who's over near New Westbrook. Hecate, and Doc Zero, who are both in Watson. And Reverb also has a place in the city as well. So, some of those are going to be in... Oh, God knows what's going to happen to them. But that's like up for you guys to work out what the shit's going on. I was just here to pass on the message.
Any update from the lawyers?
Well... They're still interrogating Cherry. They're still doing their thing. So, yeah. Look, Alice will tell you when it's all over. I don't know. I'm just the messenger. Anyhow, I got to go. I've got work to do. And hangs up. And this was around just after 9 o'clock. So... Where do you want to start?
What do you think, Deuce?
I kind of want to know what the head of security pay him a little visit.
This would be Reverb or Hector?
No, Reverb was the
runner who's watching you. Hector is the head of security. Actually, no, Arculus, sorry.
Arculus. That
Yes.
sounds about right. Yeah.
All right.
Where was that one again?
Basically in Night City Central. So, sitting down on the edge of Night City South and the Glen. I will put a little red dot. I'll even draw a little spludgy shape. Whoops. Can I do it? Yes. I almost have decent mouse control this time.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So, edge of the combat zone
Well,
to the rebuilding.
yeah. I mean, the combat zone's more sort of moved down to Pacifica these days because of trying to oust people and, of course, the nuclear fallout and stuff. But South Night City can still be known for its violence.
Yep.
All right. So, how are you going to get there? Actually, yeah.
Now that we're all nice and off the grid.
Yep.
Hey, Ardor, is your are you weaponed up, or are you going to pass through public transport safely?
I don't use weapons, my man.
Okay.
Ardo, you've got a linear frame built into your body, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. He doesn't use external weapons.
He is a weapon, but anyhow.
Yeah. Well, how about we just catch the train? Catch the subway.
Okay. You're going to eat before you go? There's no food in this place.
Yep.
And as you're considering it, I've forgotten the bloody name again. I'm freaking hopeless, man. The guy on the couch says, "What the hell are you doing in my place?" As he leans in through the door, looking at the two of you who have had the phone call and now discussing what you're going to do.
You don't remember? We're sent here by the Cult of P. They're going to be delivering a supply next week.
Make a persuasion fast talk roll for your bullshit. Don't worry, the difficulty is going to be very easy because he just rolled a nat 1. In fact, he believes almost anything you say. Yeah, with that, that's more than enough. Yep. he sort of looks at you and goes, "Okay, but this is my place."
Yeah, we're
I'll
not
have to
going to mess
talk to
with your
Occam.
place.
He'll tell me what's going on. But yes, Cult of P. Yes, next week. Can you do it tomorrow? As he turns
Tell you what, we might.
We will try and get it as quickly as possible, but it will definitely arrive by next week, my friend.
Beautiful. And he sort of rummages around in the couch and actually pulls out a pot noodle with a little instant ripper tab that he rips and it auto heats, and then sticks a fork in and starts chomping away on it. You two head out the front. Mm-hmm. You're able to grab some sort of munchy soft snack on the way through to the subway.
The finest vending machine cuisine.
Yes. It's beautiful vending machines. Then onto the subway. Can both of you make intimidate rolls for me as you journey through this subway? Ardor, I'm going to give you probably should just base it off your body, but I'll give you a +4 on it because of the linear frame and the scariness of your general demeanour.
So if you haven't put any points in a skill,
you just roll straight stat.
Yep.
I do not have intimidation.
Well, you still get a +4 because you're big and scary.
+3 because of the -1.
Yes, that'd be true.
So it's based off cool, is it?
I think from memory, yes.
Isn't it Will? Oh, it's cool.
I've got the skill list here.
That's interrogation. Okay, maybe we don't have any intimidation anymore. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I was pretty sure that intimidation
Disappeared?
got... Yeah.
Well, we'll use streetwise in this case because knowledge of the streets will come into play. But it's mainly just trying to keep the gangs off your back and not get harassed.
+4, so 16.
That's pretty good. Yep.
15.
Yep. Alright, so rolling through the things, yes, you get eyed off by a couple of gangs, but are suitably either nondescript or intimidating to persuade them not to harass you. But because you're only going from Haywood to South Night City, it's not too bad. There's not even very many scuffles, but Night City, Militech patrol these spines of the sub N-cart system, if it's the N-cart still running. But clearing through the subway, you're dropped off on the south side of the Glen and the north side of just half a block from where Arculus' home address is. Thankfully, because they're all paid up people who are using the Digital Horizons phone service, you guys are able to find that out without a hassle.
And without legal interference.
Yes. So, cutting through to the front of the place, it's a fairly bog standard apartment complex, multi-story. You head up through the various levels. Elevator or stairs?
Firstly, I wanted to check what the security is like at this place, if there's much in the way of cameras.
Well, there are cameras attached to the walls. Some of them even have blinking lights on them. Are they pointed in the right directions? Not really. Some of them are obviously fake to your professional eye.
I also do have a built-in tech scanner.
Do you want to scan some of these?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, pretty much all bar one, which is sitting basically directly above the entrance to the main entrance, are fake. There's enough to give the impression of security, but there's only one or two, and there's the one above the main entrance looks like it's working. Looks like it's even wired in, or possibly connected via Wi-Fi. You can see wires going to the walls, but there's also that model has the capacity to do Wi-Fi as well in case the wires get cut. And that's basically it.
I'm gonna go and buy 2 baseball caps.
Excellent.
One for me, one for Ardor.
Yep. I don't think the baseball cap's going to hide the linear frame, but that's cool.
But it's still an Ardor. Wear it facing forward. It blocks from cameras from above, makes it harder to identify. So let's go through and ransack this guy's place.
All right. You head up the multiple levels, and I'm not even going to bother hiding the layout for this at this point, because this is the style of apartment complex that you guys have been in and explored many times before. Actually, that's an office complex.
I was wondering, it looks like,
It looks like the office. That's the apartment. We'll go back to this one. So, walking down the corridor, you guys hit the T intersection at the far end here, and I'll just grab a marker for you guys. I'll just drop Ardor in there because it's covering both of you.
Yep.
What you see down by where the entrance to this will be is... Come on, drop it in. Thank you. There are 3 guys, all in Militech standard issue combat armor, packing Militech hardware, about to do a hot entrance into a building. Because of your military experience, Juice, you know there's one guy's going to sledgehammer the door with the ram. The next 2 are going to go in with SMGs stocked, ready to down any targets inside.
Okay, and that I'm guessing would be right at the door that we are looking for.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna see whether I can scan for radio traffic.
Radio traffic. What sort of radio? Okay.
Yeah. Military frequencies.
I was just going to check for that, but yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you have high-level encryption bouncing back and forth on the frequencies. There are 4 distinct team members. There's 3, obviously, at the entrance here. The 4th one will be someone on site who will be dealing with security and knocking it out, so that this will be a shadow operation.
Yep.
Ardor.
Yes.
You can see these 3 guys right at the entrance. Standard Militech goons. And Deuce has just pulled out that, yes, there are 4 team members in all, 1 net running, killing security, and the other 3 doing the entrance. What are you 2 going to do at this point?
I have to do it, don't I?
I don't know. Do you have to do it?
I'm going to go up to the 3 team members.
Okay, as you're walking down the corridor, the one with the ram bashes the lock on the door. You hear the crack of plexi wood as the door starts to swing in. The other 2 raise their weapons into a combat stance, and you can see the little lights come on and a smart gear start.
Hi, Bar. What did you say?
You got a plan? So they've gone in with the...
They're going in
breaching without reacting to us necessarily.
Well, they may not have noticed you, or they're getting this operation done quick smart. You just cleared the far end here. So you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 10 meters away. So in reality, if you're walking up, you would have covered that distance quite easily. I don't know what your move stat is, but if you want to cover the rest of it as they move their way in, you can do so.
Find the skill that I want to use.
Sorry? What's the
skill?
Let
me find the skill that
Yeah.
Charismatic impact. And what's my charismatic impact for?
Your charismatic thing will be 4, and I think it's added to empathy or whatnot.
No, it's just a straight roll.
Straight roll?
Yeah.
Well, what are you trying to impact them on? So you're using it to get some sort of impact, but these individuals don't necessarily know who you are, so what are you aiming for?
Where is the fan turned to make people fans?
Page 144 for details. Alright, charismatic impact of 3 to 4. Impact on a single fan, on a group of fans, on a huge fan, That covers groups of individuals you can have influence over. Yeah. Nothing on converting people to a fan. But...
Yes. Assuming you aren't in combat, you can make people who aren't currently fans into fans unless they actively dislike you by rolling charismatic impact plus 1d10 versus a dv8 for a single person, dv10 for a small group,
and
up to 6, or dv12 for a huge group.
Okay, well, let's try that then.
All right, so I'll go up and I'll do charismatic impacts.
Yep.
And I will use my luck. I'll use all my luck.
All right. So you're aiming for, like, all three of them?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Make me a roll then. This will
be +5, and because it'll be using all my luck.
Yep. So it's 9 plus your roll. So you're aiming for 10. God. Please roll a 1.
As long as you don't fumble, you're fine.
Oh, what? Did you? Oh, right. That's without the pluses.
+5.
+5. But with the and then of course the -1 because of your tiredness.
Yep.
You still have a dramatic impact. So as you make your dramatic entrance to these three guys on a combat operation about to burst, just cracked open the door and about to burst in, you draw all their attention to you, and basically, yeah, they look at, yeah, cool.
My dear friends, we need to be quiet in this area.
Can you just give me a sec? Sorry. I've told her when I'll be there and not there and when I'm available. Sorry. All right. Sorry, my dear friends. Blah blah blah. What was the rest?
We need to be quiet in this area. As perseverance comes over us, we need to be mindful of our actions.
Okay, so you do your little spiel. The middle guy, the one guy says, "Yeah, man, we're being quiet." Puts his fingers to his lips and nods, obviously taking what you're saying on board. The middle guy just looks back and steps through the door, while the guy with the, I want to say hammer, but it's basically the ramrod, drops that down by the side, nods towards you, and then brings up his weapon to ready behind the other guy.
What brings you to this area?
The guy closest to you says, "Sorry, dude, we've got to do this." As the second guy goes in, "We've got to get a guy. Please, I don't even know what to get you to roll in this case. Because there's the explosion of a claymore mine from the apartment that they've just walked into. There's the opening of the gunfire from across the way through the plexiglass door into the people who've just entered the thing. The two who have entered. Basically, full fire from an assault rifle.
From the apartment across from where they are?
The apartment across from where they are.
Yep.
Basically giving this nice, clean little firing lane straight from, do I have a draw polygon line? From here to here, basically.
I don't see it.
Oh, okay. I've just drawn it onto Thingo. I don't even know what layer I'm drawing on. I should probably draw on the correct layer. So we'll see if we can get that.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
That's showing up.
Cool. So basically, fires straight down that. It's not the greatest of burst fire, but the first guy catches it in the back. And bloody typical. 8 and a crit. The guy who's stepped in second cops a flurry of bullets straight through them, and they collapse to the ground. The guy standing next to you, or not next to you, but because you're still back up the corridor a bit, are you closing the distance as you talk, Ardor?
Yes.
All right. So what's your movement allowance? If it's 5 or more, you've been able to close the entire distance and get right up to them.
7.
7, great. You're right up to them. The guy who, you're one step back because the guy who's just stepped up to talk to you, say, look, sorry, guy, we've got a thing to do here. We're, doing a raid, official Militech business, blah blah blah. As the burst fire happens from the back. That guy is, well, we're just going to put, I'm just recording how much they've been hit for. And the guy there is perfectly fine. It's kind of tempting to do initiative at this point because shit is going down. But as your last week, Deuce, what are you doing? You're up the far end.
Yeah, I wasn't wanting to get that close to a covert assault team.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of watching what's going on. If I hear gunfire, I'll draw out my stun pistol and...
you have just heard gunfire.
Yeah. And yeah, to sort of move to the side.
Sorry, Ithakari?
Not...
Oh.
I mean, if we're doing combat, I could knock him out.
Yep, but he's also stepped in front of you, given you his full attention, and you've just saved his life.
Oh.
Because he would have gone through that door second.
All right, well then I tell him, like, I can see his friends are dead.
No, one of his friends is injured and on the ground. The second one is through the entrance and you cannot see them. So this one is out of sight. This one who's injured is injured in the doorway, but there was an explosion from that front end. And I can't remember how much a claymore does, but let's roll lots of dice. So.
I grab him and tell him, my friend, this doesn't need to happen.
All right, so...
Even if...
Yeah. I'll get you to roll persuasion, adding your charismatic leadership, because you've got this guy under your thrall. So you get...
He should leave.
Yeah. So...
Yeah,
okay, cool. Make me that persuasion roll.
Like, leave and join the cult of perseverance, because yada, yada, yada.
Yep.
You know, my spiel.
Yes.
Let me load the... come on, load.
Yep. So, only add +3 because you're currently at -1 for today. But you've got your charismatic leadership on top of your penalty, plus your persuasion.
Oh, shit. I was so tired. I was clicking the sheet and I didn't even realize it. So you said persuasion.
Yep.
Plus charismatic.
Well, when you click on it, you should be able to just add a +3 to it. So, yeah. Brilliant.
You don't even need the +3.
No, well, with that on top, you're far more persuasive. He looks at you, just bootlegs it out of there. As you hear the crack of return fire from inside the apartment that's just been stormed, back at the first one. And what's your armor class, Ardor? Sorry, not armor class. Armor, SP, stopping power. Because you've just been hit by a ricochet bullet off the door frame, and it's caught you for 6 points all up, which I think is not even going to get through armor, but hey, I just want to check anyway.
It's leather, so no.
Leather? Okay, you take 2 points of damage if it's leather. Oh,
No,
light
it's
armor.
11.
Oh, 11. Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
11.
Yep. Yeah. It deflects off quite easily. So, what are you two doing before we move into the next sort of round as this guy basically clears out of there?
Which guy?
The guy you've just persuaded.
Oh, yep. I thought you meant like someone was coming out of the opposite room.
No, not yet.
I'm gonna move up towards Ardor and go. Let's let them shoot it out and see what happens.
I tell him, I ask Juice, how good are you at first aid? And then I tell
I've
Juice,
saved lives before, but not everyone.
if we can even just help the injured man a little, he could end up owing us his life. And then we have intel on Militech.
Tell you what, you deal with the one on the left of the corridor. I'll go in and help the guy that's down.
Alrighty.
Okay, while you're having this discussion, there's gunfire bouncing back and forth through that corridor, that fire lane I've marked out. There's the smell of cordite in the air. There's smoke forming everywhere. The claymore that was in the far room that exploded, yes, it sprayed pellets everywhere. That's why you can tell it's a claymore, and you know the sound of the retort deuce. There's a second exchange of fire while you wait, and then silence.
Alright. I move up. Actually, where I am is fine. What is the wall like?
I know exactly what you're thinking of doing.
It's a standard wall, being only 5 stopping power in value. I remember this because I had a friend who went through the wall.
Alrighty, well, I am going to punch through the wall.
Which way? North or south?
South.
South? Okay. Alright, make me a brawling roll to basically smash a clean hole through the wall that you can easily move through. It's not going to require much in the way of damage. It's just a matter of putting a hole in. Oh my freaking god. Okay. 28.
You want me to roll again?
No, you don't need to roll again. With damage that high, you get your two fists and you go bang, rip, and you basically carve this hole, and then you just walk straight through it, and the piece just goes, and you step onto the piece. It lands on the bed. You are now there. As you clear your way into the room, in this location that you are now staring into, I'd say make a perception roll, but no, we're just going to make this quick and easy. I'm going to grab this guy, and can I make him smaller? Nope. All right. Basically, that couch there has been moved to here as cover, and there is someone basically set up on that couch with a clear firing line down up to the top here. Yes, thank you.
Alrighty. Well, I'm in the bedroom.
Yes, you are.
And so I don't see him, but you're just putting it there.
Well, you can see the snout of the barrel, you can see the couch, and you're assuming there's somebody behind it.
Alrighty.
Because it's moving and it's hovering about that far above the couch. And yeah, the couch itself actually looks well armored.
While he's gone through,
Yep, your turn, Deuce.
I'm gonna I'm gonna go up closer to the
Yep.
the doorway and call out the Militech term for friendly coming through.
Okay, and then...
So it may not be the same for all departments.
No, but the generic one?
Yeah, some sort of term for,
Okay.
And wait until I hear that it's clear from Ardor.
All right. You speak the term. Come up with something for me at some point. It doesn't matter what it is. But you hear no response from up above you, except for maybe the sounds of a sucking chest wound. And from the one from the couch to the south, you hear Arculus's voice going, "Clear off Militech or I'll drop another one on you."
So it's probably a good idea to just go, Oculus, we're with Digital Horizon.
You bastards again. You're the ones who caused this shit.
Yeah, well, now we want to end it.
Let's not point fingers. We haven't the one being robbing cyberware from Militech generals. Do you want out of here or what?
Yeah. But I think I've cleared most of the problem myself.
There was more, but we got rid of them.
Okay, so what are you guys doing? What do you want?
We want information, of course. What else is there of currency these days?
Yeah, and I'm still technically working for them, and I still want to keep my job once this blows over. But we have a contract with Militech. We hold their people on ice. They access them when they need them. They keep separate from all the stuff that Bridges has got running there.
Where does your scan data go? Militech found out about us going through your scanners. Are they in your system? Are you compromised?
We have contractual arrangements with Militech. If stuff comes through our place, they have to know it as part of the contract.
Look, I'm going to try and see if these guys are alive or dead, okay? If you shoot, my friend is going to do bad things to you.
Yeah, all right. Go on.
So cautiously move over, visually check if it is Arculus, and then move in.
Okay, it's Arculus behind you, behind the couch.
Yep.
You've just stepped into a pile of chunky salsa, where you put your feet, and the guy who's just above you there has actually been blown back against the wall and is riddled full of bullet holes.
Okay. So not worth trying to save?
Well, they're bleeding out in the moment and requires more medical experience than you can probably bring to the table.
Yep. Okay.
Because you don't have levels in paramedic from memory.
No, just first aid. Okay, and I will grab a submachine gun and a couple of clips of ammo.
Okay, they have... it's a standard issue Militech heavy submachine gun with smart rig. The chip that runs in their neural socket is one of the standard issue ones for things, but they're for pulling up more out of the heads-up display. So you can pop that if you want to, because you know that'll be there. Each one of them is packing 3 clips and 2 flashbangs and 1 frag grenade.
Yep. I'll take the clips and a flashbang.
Yep.
Because I don't really have carrying capacity much more than that.
Yep. I'll make note of it and we'll move on. All right.
Yep.
So, you loot the body fairly quickly. Ardor, what are you doing waiting where you are?
I turn to Juice and I'll be like, what should we do now?
Let's help get this guy out of here.
All right.
Are we going to do that?
Well, there's a couple of ways. The runner will have to be near some sort of access point. Probably ground floor or roof. Arculus, you would have checked out the security in this place. Where do you reckon the runner would be?
Well, there's a tower on the roof, but the security is in the basement. So, the roof's easier to hit. That's how I'd do it.
Cool. Let's go out ground floor. Do you have a vehicle?
Do I look like I can afford a vehicle? No, not in this case. I've got a bike, but it only holds one.
Cool.
But once I get down there, I'm going. So, what else do you need?
Right. Well, here's the way I see the situation. Militech's come down on us, but they've come down on you harder. So somebody fucked up and you're paying the price for it. They're going to grab you at best, shoot you more likely.
Well,
So
I don't know.
if you want to stop the people that we don't like, how about we work through this?
Yeah, great, but I'm going to go and hide somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you guys are able to track me through my, I assume, phone records here, pulls out his phone, tosses it across into the other apartment. I'll have to pick up a burner later on. But, yeah, look, I was just there running the day-to-day of the operation, making sure people come in, come out, all that sort of shit. All right? You know, I can tell you a bit about the people, but that's about it. You know, we had, oh, fuck it, Hecate was a scary one, but she ran night security only, and she was the only one there doing it. But Bridges, I think you've met. Yes, you have met.
Yep. What was the deal with the AI clusters? I know you're not necessarily a techie person.
Look, Doc Zero would bring the people in. He would run the scanner over their brains, and him and Reverb would do what's necessary. And then basically the person stays on ice for a week. Guy in a van comes around, collects the bits, off they go. I don't know what happens to it after that because that's, you know, what I'm dealing with.
Are you saying it's pure digital storage? No meat space body at all?
Why do you need meat space? Look, according to Bridges, we got some old Arasaka tech and just was using a copy of it. Now, I'm not the one involved in that, so that's all Reverb's domain. But that's what they're dealing with.
So, is there an anecdote that Reverb would know or an inside joke that you'd have to identify that we've talked to you and we haven't killed you? Does he like you? Does he care if you live or die?
No, he does not. He doesn't care if anybody lives or dies.
So dies. Okay.
Look, I did a tour with Militech, so I know their workings, and you obviously do as well. Yeah, Reverb didn't work for Militech, but he knew all their secrets. He has done multiple tours down in South Arm, and not for any military organisation I've ever heard of.
So just to put names to faces, did we actually meet Reverb when we were going through? Or was
Reverb was the netrunner who was basically lurking over your back,
yes,
watching everything you're doing.
Yeah. The one that I partially insulted.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Actually, I don't even know if I've got a burner phone.
It's okay. I'll get one in a few minutes.
Yeah.
And you're doing this as you're walking down the stairwell to get out of there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Look. Yeah.
We'll see what we can do.
Look,
I'd recommend getting a new job.
Yeah. Look, I'm going elsewhere.
Tell you what,
Yeah. I mean,
I can have a word with HR.
No, I'm not going working for you guys. I don't want to be involved in either side of this conflict because
No. It's fine. You were standing too close to the explosion when things went up. You're no more. New name. We can.
That's going
see
to
what we
cost
can do.
a bucket load of cash to get sorted. If you
Yeah,
do it,
it's about. It'll only cost you about 10 years service of your life.
I've already done those sorts of deals. I'll get back to you. Got a number?
Yep.
All right.
I'll
I'll
give
just-
him an email address or something.
I'll just
a
use my
Dropbox.
persuasion and say, hey, it's better than being dead.
Okay, try it for the persuasion. I should actually look at the right numbers. And we have
That's
19.
why we have a rocker boy.
Yes, we do.
-1 because of the penalty.
It still beats an 18, which is difficult from memory. All right. Yeah, look, he takes the number. Basically, yeah, you're down in the subterranean parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
He grabs his bike and says, yeah, look, I'll get back to you in a couple of days. I'm going to hide now.
Yep.
And yeah, basically zooms off at this point.
Juice and be like, the less bloodshed, the better. If any of this comes back to us, you don't know what the hell that will bring.
Yeah.
Because at least we can blame the Militech deaths on him.
Yep. The only good thing is I'm hoping it's only one part of Militech. Like any corporation, it has a fair bit of infighting and factionalization. Because if the entire corporation wants something done, they will come down like an ungodly hammer.
Yes.
So
Well, you've seen the
they're
start.
trying to do this under the radar so far, and that's a good sign.
Yeah. Well, this part of it, the ungodly hammer has now struck Digital Horizons, and somebody's mired in corporates and lawyers. But anyhow, it's now, let's see, it's got to be probably 11 o'clock in the morning. What's your next step?
What was the name of the... Was it like a stoner type dude who was in there?
There was
Am I remembering
Doc Zero. That was the stoner med tech dude.
Yeah. I reckon we check out his place.
Yep. So that's over in Watson.
Yep. Can you flick us back to... yeah.
Yeah, I am. So
Okay,
the Watson
so-
development, it's I wish I had names for all these large streets, but anyhow, I will just drop. Yeah,
It would be nice if we did get names, but it's okay.
Yeah, well, if I have to go through and make names, it means that Pink Square is where his place is.
Yep.
Yeah, it means that my names will be wrong. Unless I can clutch together the old map and the new map and all that sort of stuff. But heading north through the old city, the bombed out wreck, the rad zone in the centre there is... well, it's been cleaned up. There's a lot of biotechnical operations running through. Basically, weird sorts of bioslime that sort of... They just drop these giant canisters, pour it out, and it starts absorbing the radiation from the environment and grows in these large blob things and then eventually starts dying off. And it's meant to be absorbing the radiation. and the American government is paying a fuck ton for it. But anyhow, we are now hit the north side of Watson. You're cutting through the streets with very little problem. Are you combat cabbing again, or no? Sorry, the end cart, the transit system. So this is heading through the city. You get the monorail from where you were up to the city, and then before you transfer to another monorail to then cut through to Watson. The monorail is floating somewhat up in the air for that sort of stuff, as per the game. You reach a slightly older apartment complex that is the Watson redevelopment. It is a place that's probably 40 to 50 years old, although it is extremely run down and dilapidated. We have definitely seen better days. There's probably just in the front entrance, there's like 2 or 3 people just relaxing in the streets in this time of the thing. Some of them getting the sun, breathing in the orange fumes from the smog. And they're mostly high as a kite.
Mm-hmm. So, Ardo, do you reckon he'd fall for a door-to-door missionary work? Jehovah's Witness style?
Wait, where are we again? Like, I'm sleepy because I don't have the best memory at the moment.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, you've just headed north to the Watson development. That's basically a new corporate area. This is one of the buildings in that area that has not been redeveloped yet. This is the location that was given for Dock Zero, and what you've looked into the entrance of is pretty much a Dorfer flop house. So there's, I suppose, a lot of idiots taking drugs. And because it's part of a undeveloped area, the Night City Police Department really don't give a stuff about it because they know it'll be cleaned out eventually when Militech or whoever comes in and does the redevelopments. And less work for them is the better.
So we're in a
You're in the redevelopment.
low rundown area, low rundown building. There's a guy at the entrance.
Well, there's 3 guys at the entrance. They're just relaxed there. They're smoking something. Giving off little plumes of smoke. It seemed to be sitting out and enjoying the sunlight. They're not paying much attention to what's going on. This side of the street, on the other side of the street is you've got a lot of development going on. So you've got a construction company that's putting up a new building. No one next door to it is just knocking an old building down. Here you've got the whole run of buildings that haven't been updated, but it's part of the whole rolling development that's happening in Watson. So this one is one of the ones that has been missed so far, but obviously they'll eventually get there. You saw a bit of a police presence back at the monorail, but you've walked 3 blocks just to get to here. It's all pretty quiet as such, so for Night City, there's not much in the way of gang violence. There's not much in the way of gang presence, but there are, people with, I suppose, gang markings wandering back and forth, but there's also a lot of civilians and stuff doing their thing. You get to this place and it looks like it's just basically a Dorfer's flop house.
So I turned to Juice. This is where the dock is meant to be.
Yeah. The doc who was working on things, if they were going after, if Militech was going after Arculus,
yeah.
Arculus, they'll probably be going after the doc as well, so we can try and get there first. And he looks like the type that may be easy to convince, but you never know.
I guess the brooch is probably not hurting anyone.
Yeah.
That way, if Militech does show up, they can be used as shields. and that way we can slip out the back.
Adaptive thinking, nice. All right.
So I'm assuming this has pretty much negligible security.
There is no security.
Yeah. So yeah. Head on up.
There might be security on a building 3 doors down. You saw something sitting there that could justify security. The data term here is still operational, mainly because it's a large concrete bunker. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. But yeah, you walk on in. It's a 3-story building. There's a single flight stairwell running up one side. All the apartments are off on the other side. So it's part of a co-joined building, but it's all running up there. And you basically walk in, and there are dozens of people in this place. All of them, there's beds and stuff all over the place. It's basically a squat. They're using it as a place to relax before it gets knocked down. Moving through that place, you see dozens of different faces and that sort of stuff. You eventually see Doc Zero. He's in the 2nd story. He's just running something through a chemical still, basically filtering stuff out. And it's like his eyes are bloodshot red, and he's just like almost delirious. He looks round at you, Deuce, and goes, pauses, like he hangs there for like 3 seconds. The brain is ticking over him, and it's like, yes.
We met a couple of weeks back. Yeah. How you going, man?
Yeah, and also glances over at Ardor. Something ticks over, but not quite there. Yeah.
You may know me from television.
Oh, please make me a charismatic leadership role on that one. As seen on TV.
TV. It's TV's Fred Savage.
Yeah.
All that works. Single is 8.
Yep. I get this flash of realization. I was like, you guys, the cult of perseverance. You do some really sweet stuff. I've sampled your entire range. I took some of the best for my own recipes. So, what do you want, man? And he's now switched off to Deuce to totally focusing on Ardor.
We need to get into this building, my friend.
What building?
This is the guy that's in front of the
No.
door
This
for house,
one,
right?
No.
This is actually the one that we want to talk to.
This is the one you want to talk to, who's inside the flop house, up on the 2nd story, who works at the Happy Valley Retirement Oasis.
All right.
And
so this is the doctor.
This is Doc Zero.
All right. I changed what I said. It's like, my friend, we're here to save your life. You need to come with us now.
Okay, just let me grab stuff. And he pulls open a drawer, and it's just full of like measured out chemicals and stuff, and just starts shoving stuff into a bag, and it's like and then grabs 2 notebooks from off the bench and stuff and shoves that into a bag as well. And the bag is just full of the 2 notebooks and a lot of fucking drugs.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
We may have found a new supplier for the cult, or vice versa.
Yes.
Well, and so, yeah, Doc... Don't know what that was. Anyhow.
That was my phone.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so Doc Zero's basically, do you have a good setup so I can make stuff? As he's following you just blindly out of this place and whatever.
I can arrange something, my friend.
Brilliant. I have
All
a
right, so
Yep.
while we're going out this, did I notice like any backdoor entrances?
Well,
or like any...
there's a fire escape down the back. As you walked in, there's one of those push bar double doors that swing out to the back. So there's a walkway from the front to the back, and the double doors swing open and give you that. But there's also a fire escape that runs down the opposite side to where the internal stairwell is.
I tell Juice, let's take the back alleyways. That way, if there's no, drive-bys.
Yep. As you're going out of the... So you walk down the internal stairwell, you get to the bottom, you look at the front, and you see a black van pull up as a team of 2 people hop out and start walking into this building as you walk out the back. I could ask for stealth rolls, but that just seems like cruelty. All right, you're out onto the back streets.
I mean, I have good stealth, so I don't mind.
Yeah, I have good stealth as well.
Okay, roll me the stealth, smartasses.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Both of you together are able to mask Doc Zero's lack of stealth as you push the bar, head out the back door onto the back alley streets, maneuvering around piles of garbage, dumpsters, all those sorts of other things, and you, into the bright sunny day of Night City. It's still a little crispy from last night's snow. But the thing is, the sun is out and feeling at least warm. And where do you head from here?
Public transport is too risky.
Yeah. I reckon we just find a somewhere to get some food into the dock.
Mm-hmm.
So a noodle place, some sort of something cheap and greasy, probably soy based.
We have a safe house. We can take him there, then go out and get some food.
Well, the safe house is halfway across the city, if you remember.
Wait, we have a third place to go, don't we?
If I go here, the place you're in is in the industrial zone in Haywood, which is all the way down there, and I've just drawn a little pink dot on it, I think. Let's just drop one in something there. So it's in that spot. Yep. Oops, too many dots. Delete that one. And then you are currently up here.
Yep.
So you've just moved away from the main road, heading, I assume it will be east, towards New Westbrook.
Yeah, that sounds good. I just want to have a bit of a chat with the doc before we go too far away.
Mm-hmm. So, what did... you guys...
Someone in your company is stuffed up, and Militech's gunning for you guys big time.
Bummer, dude. That's bad.
Yeah.
No. I don't like the violence.
That's why we came here to sort of help you out and get you out of there.
Cool. I just made the popsicles. They did all the other stuff.
Do you know anything about the... Well, do you know if what was going on was strictly legal?
Is anything in Night City legal? I don't even know what the laws are, man. It's like, yeah, like the boss said it's all legal, and so I assume it is. They're the ones who deal with that stuff. I just got access to a pretty sweet lab. Got to be able to run off my own tests. Oh, they're so nice.
Do you mean Tess just making some party favors, or were you doing tests on the clientele?
No. These are things for myself. Why'd you waste it on a popsicle? It's like, yeah, I can cool down a body and freeze it. That's all I had to do. And they gave me the stuff to make things I like. Although they did grab the recipes from time to time. It's, a thing.
Well, anyway, you're going to need to hide out for a bit.
But that was my place. And it's not safe anymore.
You can find a new place.
Otto, can you help me?
Help you find a new place?
Can I just do stuff for you guys? And looking at Otto?
You can, my friend. Of course. Everyone is welcome in Perseverance.
Brilliant. That's what I want. I want to persevere. Rants. Yeah. And he starts babbling about something. You catch snippets of chemical formula and stuff. As you load this person up with noodles. Yes. Next on your list of things, although it is, I can go about half an hour, so. Is there anything else you want to deal with at this point? It's now hit about lunchtime.
Try and keep the doc safe in case we need to talk to him later.
You're sitting at a noodle place at the moment, and he's scarfing down a bowl of noodles.
So, Ado, for the Cult of Perseverance, do you have like a compound or something, or a farm?
Well, Digital Horizon was meant to finance it.
And they are setting up a place at the moment, although you don't have the details as yet. Because assumably, Alice would be sorting out the finances, talking to the lawyers, securing the location today. That's if they weren't dealing with Militech lawyers.
Well, do you reckon the other people can, some of your friends can just babysit him for a bit? Let him crash on a couch or something?
Any friends? I don't think I do.
Do you have any friends? Either of you?
No.
Nope. Yeah. All right. So you can't think of anywhere to stash this person safely, except possibly back at the safe house you currently have.
Yep. Stashing at the safe house.
All right. How are you going to get to said safe house?
Combat cab.
Combat cabot?
Yeah.
All right. Just so you know, you're actually reasonably close to Reverb's address. Over a little further is Hector. But of course Miss Bridges is in the executive zone, so you won't be able to deal with that. But all of those three are on the way down towards the Hayward Industrial Zone. But a combat cab later, and about 15 euros worth of cash. Actually, no, it's more like 20, given the distance. You find yourself back at the entrance. This one takes a little longer, because it had to deal with a slight street brawl involving automatic weapons. cutting in the north part of San Domingo. But you do make it there safely. Head upstairs to consider your next options. And quite honestly, this looks like a good place to draw it to a conclusion, because you've managed to get a fair bit done so far. And I'd like to bring in some of the others for next time. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
Sorry?
Yeah, I said that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, it's just, it gives me enough of a time frame to work with Cherry Bomb, who is suffering her own stuff. And Jack, of course, will have recovered from his hospital stay at this point. So, well, not recovered, but at least be kicked out.
And having a couple of extra bodies can help if we do get into a bit of a sticky situation.
Yes. So we'll leave that at there. Thank you very much, all. I hope you enjoyed this. It's been a bit of a quick session this time, but, with two of us, it makes it, two players, it makes it quicker and easier, and we tend to always get through a fair bit more when this sort of stuff happens. As part of everything, this is Cyberpunk Uncensored, with all the myriad of things that we are involved in. If you've noticed down the bottom, there is the website, the Facebook group, the Discord. If you've got any questions about GM and that sort of stuff for Cyberpunk-based stuff, being 2020 or even Red or whichever, come along, have a chat with people, and find out some more. Thank you very much for your time. See you all.